I'm quite happy with how the capital looks in terms of the basketball courts at Cannons Creek, the riparian planting. These are things that I support. They're positive projects for our community, and they're not terrible. They're not big in monetary size. However, looking a bit deeper at the operations side, I do have concerns. Many of you will not be surprised to hear this because I've raised these concerns the away day, in briefings, in emails. We're told there's been a deep dive in the spending, that it was rigorous, that it was equivalent to somewhat of a line-by-line review. The issue that I have is that we haven't been shown the workings. We haven't seen what was tested, what was changed, or what the outcomes were. We know there is a $5 million shortfall when water leaves next year, and I've asked for clarification about how that's been handled. Now, if any other organisation suddenly loses $5 million of income, it can't just carry on the same. They have to adjust, and it can't just be passed on to the community because we can, or because ratepayers might be able to absorb it. Good governance means that we can base our decisions on clear information. The Local Government Act, the Auditor General, they make it really clear that governors must have enough detail to understand the options and the impacts before they vote and before we set this narrative in place. And right now, I don't believe that we have that detail. And at the same time, once you combine the new water bill with the non-water rates, households in Porirua will be paying 15% more than what they paid last year for the same services, or maybe more depending on the roads. So that's a really big lift for families already under pressure, and I can't support a call of this size without seeing the workings of that deep dive, that financial review, and understanding how that $5 million funding shortfall has been dealt with. My role isn't to sign off based on assurances, it's to see the information. When the information is provided, then I can make an informed decision. So for that reason, I move that this item be laid on the table until the workings of the deep dive, the internal spending review, and the clarification of the $5 million funding shortfall are provided.
So that's a procedural motion. You're moving that. Who's seconding it, please? Councillor Fermanus. Okay. Open for discussion. Oh, no debate. Okay. All those in favour? 2 of you. All those against? The balance. Not carried. Do you want to?
I just want to clarify one point. Typically, honestly, there's no easy way of showing you the deep dive information. Currently, we would have to reformat that into something that's on people's computers and things. So we would have to think about how we could present that to you if that's indeed the council's desire. In terms of stranded overheads, I'll have a go at this because I am a layperson, then I'll hand to the accountant amongst us. But a stranded overhead isn't lost money or anything. What it is we are currently sized for part of our budget that we are losing. And some of those things that we are sized for, we can't drop simply because we've lost water. Because as you know, Wellington Water is already a standalone entity, and at the moment there are functions that we have in our customer service and finance all over our particularly our corporate services. So we can't easily resize them because it's a 10% of a person or 20% of a person. So it's not lost money, it's just money that we will have to respread over the rest of the business. So that's what we mean by stranded overhead. It isn't it isn't a sum of money, but that's the calculation we've made that we currently ascribe to water that we can't downsize on. So that's what it is.